Hey guys, this is Friday, April 17th. So what we have today is quiz 33. For quiz 33, the first few problems there deal with telling whether each group of probabilities is valid. Remember, you had two main rules there. The first is that the probabilities each individual probability must be between 0 and 1. So it must be a fraction between 0 and 1, like 1 over 5, which would be 0.2, so it has to lie in that range. And then the second rule was that the probabilities, when you add all them together, must equal 1 exactly. And so when you take the probability of this, the probability of that, and the probability of this other thing, and add them together, that must equal 1. And so that'll get you through 1 through 3. The next ones deal with the probability of something occurring. Remember, probability of something occurring is how many you're choosing over the total number of outcomes that there are. And so if you were choosing 2 red marbles out of 10 total, then it would be 2 on top and then the 10 on the bottom. So 2 over 10, and then you reduce it. So what you're choosing, what you're looking at over the total number. Now remember, it says what we're going to do also here is if you're doing an OR type problem, then you're going to be adding them. So you're going to take the probability of the first one and the probability of the second one, and you're going to add those together if it is mutually exclusive, meaning that the two are independent, the two don't affect the other ones, or if it's independent, meaning that you put it back. And so that's important. Also, if you have something where you need to make sure we're clear on what mutually exclusive and not mutually exclusive are dependent, because that's going to change it. So if you just did one that is dependent, would be one where you had to, like I said the other day, where like you had boys and the teacher. So if you have one that falls in the same category, then you do the probability of the first, the probability of the second, and then you have to subtract off the probability of the one that occurred in both categories. And so that should get y'all started. If you need to go back and review that lesson, go back through and listen to that lesson, you can. But that should be enough, I think, to get y'all on your way. Remember that an and deals with multiplication. So if it says of this occurring and then this, or this occurring then this happened, then that is going to be multiplication. And so those would be like on the back page there, on the back. And so that should get you through quiz 33. Now, what we also have to do today is a review. So instead of just going through it brick by brick and laying it all out and reviewing it all for you, this is a good chance before the test for us to kind of see exactly where we're at, and so as a whole. And so I need you to do, it is page 403 through 405, 1 through 8. So that is a review over everything. Try that and do what you can with it. And then on Monday, basically on Monday, I think we have the review and test schedule. And so on Monday, I will kind of review back through some of these problems and actually work them and make sure we're set for when y'all take the test, which you will do that day as well. And so basically you have, if you look on page 403, I'll kind of just walk you through the type of problems. You have the chart there. They give you the 2 different types of bar graphs. The bar graph on the left there on number 1 is going to be a segmented bar graph. So each one building up gives you basically the different amount in each category. And then you have the other one there, which is basically going to tell you, just give it grouped and show you the same information. So that should be clear with that. Number 2 deals with a circle graph. Number 3, stem and leaf plot. Remember that a stem and leaf plot basically is your plot like this. So stem and leaf plot, over here is going to be your stem and then your leaf. And then you're going to have like 2, 5, 6, 7. That represents 25, 26, 27, 34, so forth. And then you have a histogram, I think is next. The histogram is just the bar graph that represents how many are in that category, the frequency of it. So in other words, I would do a bar graph with the two, from 2 to 3, or 20 to 30, with 3 of them, the frequency of it. So the histogram goes with the frequency. And then, let's see what else we got. 5-number sequence with the box and whisker plot. The box and whisker plot is basically here. You have your minimum, and then your first quarter, then your median, and then your third quarter, and then your max. And so that gives you the information there. And so the 5-number sequence would be those number values that are on each of those. Let's see, mean, median, mode. Mean is the average, median's the middle one, and then the mode is the one that happens the most. What else here? Scatter plot, you just graph the data, and then basically you can look at it or draw your line of best fit. Remember that your x values, your horizontal is your input, your verticals are your output. Positive scatter plot going up, negative going down. That's kind of the highlights for you. And then the probability stuff like we just went over. So that will give you kind of an overview. What I need you to do for U5 is try these one, because I can't really help you with the test stuff unless I really know where you're really struggling with and what you really have questions on. And so it's just like we do in class, like we focus on what you're having issues with. And so I need you to do 1 through 10 as best you can based on the lessons we covered so far. And then the problems you have questions with, I need you to make sure you get up with me, just send me a message or something, that way I know what problems to focus at on Monday when we review, and then you take the test, because you'll take the test Monday. And so make sure you do these 1 through 10, that way on Monday I know exactly what to hit and where. So do that. And if you have any questions, let me know. So that'll be this.